Are you struggling with trios? Well, then this video is perfect for you. In today's video, we're going to go into depth on each topic or section about being a good trio. We will discuss on what you need to work on to improve as quick as possible, and how to fix those simple mistakes. And make sure you stick around till the end of the video as all the sections lead into the last one. So let's dive right into it. First thing is picking your trio wisely. Finding the right trio is as important as finding the right loot and game. If you're the fragger, find someone who's an IGL or a support. And if you got an IGL and a fragger, find a support. If you only got support players, try and find a fragger or IGL. You want to have multiple different combinations of playstyles so that you guys can all work together in order to get the best playstyle. And chemistry is everything, so don't invite someone who rages every time you lose or has a tendency to go AFK to walk their dog mid-match. And test your teamwork in creative mode first and make sure you're vibing. When you have the right trio, roles should feel natural. One person takes charge of builds and like end games, another focuses on getting the surge beams, and the third keeps an eye on rotations and positioning. Balance strengths and weaknesses. A team with complementary skills will be way stronger than 3 people trying to do the same exact thing. All right, number 2, mastering communication. Solid communication is the backbone of any great trio. Forget the vague cries for help. Use concise callouts like 2 on me, cracked one, or rotate left, low ground. Don't be afraid to over communicate, but keep it relevant. Don't get off topic. Discuss your plans for fights and rotations in advance to avoid panic during intense situations. Also, don't be messing around in the middle of your ranked or tournament games, because if you do, it will tend you to lose focus and actually play a lot worse than you actually are. All right, and with a solid trio, communication evolves into anticipation. You'll know when your teammate is about to call for help or rotate without them even saying it. This synergy can be only built over time, so stick with your trio and keep practicing as much as possible. Some things I like to evolve this chemistry is playing scrims and ranked a lot. These two are very hard because you'll go up against really good teams, and so it will push you guys to be better and work on all this stuff at one time. All right, the next thing is the drop spot. Choose a spot that's rich in loot but not overrun by half the server, so like places on the outside of the map, but if you're feeling risky, go to the inside of the map. And it's all about your strategy. Adapt to the bus path and have backup drop spots in case your primary choice is too contested. Stick together as a team. Landing separately is a recipe for disaster. Don't have 2 people landing in a POI while someone's flying halfway across the map to land in a different spot. And if you have the right trio, you'll plan your drop spot strategy together. You'll decide on loot priorities and map out where each person lands to maximize your efficiency. Remember, splitting up the loot fairly ensures everyone is ready for fights, and you guys don't have to ask each other mid-game for other stuff while being in fights. All right, and then the next thing is like splitting loot fairly, which we kind of just went on, but nobody likes a loot hog. You know that teammate that just rushes in after you kill a whole team and they just steal all the loot and then you have nothing left? Well, you'll want to share the goods based on what your team needs. If your teammate is low on health, prioritize them with healing items. A good trio communicates loot needs. I need an AR, or anyone got extra minis. Sharing resources builds and ensures your trio is better equipped for battles. Also, if you have a fragger that likes a specific weapon or an IGL that wants a specific AR, make sure that they have it at all times so they can provide the best possible gameplay. And obviously, once again, the right trio naturally supports each other. If someone finds a gold weapon they can't use effectively, they'll pass it to their best player. This selflessness often leads to better team performance overall. The more you guys share, the better your team will be. All right, rotations are freaking key in trios. Winning trios isn't just about fragging out, it's about making smart rotations. So you want to stay close to cover, use natural terrain to your advantage, and avoid running straight through the center of the map like a bot and getting caught out in the open. And you can use vehicles in ranks, but they don't have them in tournaments. But the Oni mask and the swords are good for rotations, and you want your rotations to become super smooth, but make sure you're always staying close so that you avoid being picked off one by one or getting beamed by a 3-2-1. And in a well-coordinated trio, rotations are a team decision. One person should take charge of marking routes and timing rotations. Discuss your next move ahead of time and adapt as the circle shifts. Don't get caught behind storm. All right, the next thing is build like Bob the Builder, and I'm not lying. Fortnite without builds is like pizza without cheese. In trios, knowing how to build can mean the difference between a clutch win and a quick L. Practice edits, box fights, and high ground retakes until they're second nature with your trio. Assign one player as the primary builder for quick defensive plays while the others focus on firing back, or also known as counter firing. And with the right trio, once again, you'll have coordinated build battles where each teammate knows their role. For example, one builds for high ground, another covers the flank, and the third applies pressure shots from the side, or you'll be able to pinch teams and then you'll just cook them right away. All right, next thing is balancing aggression and patience. Not every fight is worth taking, like I've said in multiple videos. Sometimes it's better to rotate and avoid unnecessary risks, but when you do commit, go all in. Playing indecisive is a one-way ticket back to the lobby. If you're with the right trio, your team will discuss whether to engage or rotate or to disengage and reset. Making calculated decisions that maximize your chances of survival are very, very important important in trios, especially when there's multiple players on a team, because you'll have more input on what to do. All right, you'll want to perfect your loadouts. Every player in your trio should know their role and kit themselves out accordingly. If you're a IGO, you'll mainly want to have an AR, shotgun in the heals and or movement, because there is good movement in this season. The fragger should focus on having a hard-hitting shotgun and a spray weapon like an SMG, even though the ARs are better this season. And the supporter should have the best AR so that he can get support tags while you two focus on the other main things. So make sure your team has a balanced loadout, because it means you guys can handle any scenario in the game. And once again, you guys will have to communicate about what weapons you guys need, so you guys can communicate about the perfect loadouts for you guys. All right, the next thing is third partying like a pro. I went over this in my solos video, but here it is in my trios video as well. Third partying is the most important aspect of Fortnite, because you can catch a lot of people off guard, and it literally is an art. Let other teams fight it out, then swoop in to clean it up. Get those last tags, maybe hit someone 30 damage and get a free kill. Make sure you're the one not getting third party. Timing is everything. Don't go in too early, but don't wait so long the fight ends before you can even capitalize and get some damage or get a kill. And in a coordinated trio, once again, third partying becomes a synchronized effort. While one person suppresses the enemy, another builds for cover, and the third flanks for the final blow, or pinching once again, because pinching is one of the best ways to catch your other opponents off guard. And once again, we're gonna go into the next topic, which is practice makes perfect. Creative mode is where the legends are made. Box fights, zone wars, and aim trainers should be your staples in your warm-up routine. Also, you should try and focus on like 3v3 things with your trio so you guys get better chemistry overall. And focus on your muscle memory and mechanics, also your communication while warming up. And once again, a good trio will practice together, spend time in creative for multiple hours and or scrims and ranked, and then ultimately place better in tourneys. Next is the endgame strategy. We went over this in the solos one. Now we're going over in trios one, just like most of the other topics. The final zones are where the magic happens, especially in trio tournaments, because there's a lot more players left over. High ground reigns supreme, but don't waste all your materials trying to secure it. You'll need to stay calm, conserve your resources, and position yourself wisely. Work together to focus fire on enemies and protect each other with builds. You want to either be on all-time height or you want to be on all-time low ground, because those are the two best. If you're stuck in the middle, you'll probably get cooked at some point. All right, the next thing is learning from your mistakes. Nobody likes losing, but every L is a lesson. After each match, review what went wrong and how to fix it. And if you have people in your team that don't want to learn how to fix it, maybe it's time to move on to a different team. Did you stay too far from your squad? Did you forget to build? Discuss your mistakes as a team and come up with solutions together. And next one is going to be one of the biggest ones. It's staying positive. Let's face it, trios can get very tense. Mistakes happen, but raging won't help. Keep the vibe light with jokes and hype your teammates up when they clutch. A positive team atmosphere keeps everyone motivated and playing at their best. The next thing is countering the meta. Fortnite is ever changing and the meta evolves with every update. So stay ahead of the curve by mastering new items and strategies. With the right trio, you'll experiment with new weapons and tactics together, figuring out what works best for your team, and once again, changing your loadouts to perfect them for each other. There's nothing like the sweet taste of victory, so celebrate as a team and use your victories as motivation for your future matches. Also, help fuel each other so that you guys can get better overall and not get worse. Becoming an insane trio takes a lot of hard work and communication, so don't get discouraged when things don't work out. Most pros have to spend thousands of hours to find the right trio, so it should be the same for you. But use these tips to help you improve yourself, and if you guys did enjoy the video, please like and subscribe. Go watch another video or go watch my entire playlist on how to become a pro at Fortnite. But anyways guys, please use code NOTFLOW in the Fortnite item shop, and you guys have a great rest of your day. I love you all. Peace.